Okay, welcome to the FamilySearch homepage. If you're here and you don't have an account, you'll need to go up here and do a sign up. And you have a few choices here. You can use a Google account if you have one, or your Facebook or Apple. When I set mine up, I just created my own username and password. So you have several options here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I'll click here. And we'll sign in right there. And here we go. So what you're going to want to do, the first thing is you want to go to the tree. Remember, this site, by the way, is maintained by the Church of Latter-day Saints. So my opinion is and the reason I chose this to store my research is that this site will be here for a long, long time. And it's a non-profit, so you're not going to find any pop-ups in this website asking for money. It's all free. So you're going to go to Family Tree. Well, that's one way. Let me do it another way. Let's go to Search Family Tree. So I'm assuming that you're going to know your ancestor's name. I'm going to pick my grandfather. And I'm going to put his middle name in there because every little extra piece of information will help. I know his birth year, but I'm not going to put it in. Let's just see what it finds. And it found it right away. Here's Roscoe Washington Watson, 1893 to 1959. His birth and marriage, death information, and his parents. So I know this is him. So I'm going to click on his name. You'll see when I come over the top of his name, it gets highlighted. So I'm going to click on that. Now I have a choice. I have several choices. I can go to his person page, his home page, where he is in the tree, or I can go up here to memories, which are pictures and such. I'm going to go to the tree first. So once I'm into the tree, you'll see that it's got Roscoe and his wife Beulah Hobbs, his parents, Beulah's parents, and it just shows the progression of ancestors. You can also click on an arrow for Thomas Finley, or Joseph Thomas Finley and Sarah Wilson, Roscoe's great-grandparents. If I clicked on that, it would build an additional tree, add to the tree. But and you'll also see on the left, you'll see his children and their spouses if they have any. There's Edna, Oscar, Paul, who died as an infant, and Don. You can also see them on the drop down below his name where it says children, and you'll see Edna, Oscar. You can go to their tree by just clicking on them like that. And now I can go to Oscar on the right and tree. And now Oscar is the home box for the tree. So we'll go back up to Roscoe. Click on Roscoe. Tree. It's Roscoe Tree. And here I am. So if I click on Roscoe, I can now have on the right side, I have all these options. I can go to his person page. I can go directly to memories. Let's go to person page where it's got all the vital information. Birth, death, burial. Let's go to that. And you'll see right away that, by the way, I have a nice picture of him. And you can go back to tree. You can look at relationships. Here's vitals. Here's birth, death, burial information. Now we get into events, which is classified as other information. So things like census, records could be in here, city directories, any kind of information that's related to events. Down here we have family members. So here's Roscoe and Beulah. And then his parents, Winfield and Rebecca, on the right. Below Roscoe and Beulah are their children. And below the parents are Roscoe's siblings, John Thomas, or JT as he was known, Rosa, his sister, Ben, his brother, and of course Roscoe. Down below they have a brief history that's not there. Um, to the right, this is for research. So if you're into researching, this would be helpful. You also have something called About, which is nice. It's kind of a summary. I like this. A brief history. So you can get in and look at pictures. They have a timeline. Again, a summary of his marriage and children. And some interesting stuff over here, like the meaning of his name, Watson and Roscoe in Washington. We go back to details. Now in events, these are some of these are, like I said, are census information. It can be you know anything related to military service, but they're generally supported by something called sources. And the sources, as you can see, are here's a census record, here's a draft registration, a marriage. This is where the actual documents should be. Now finally, we get to memories. I'm going to go back to details. I'm going to go to memories. There's memories. And memories is a special part, a part that I really like. It shows it shows both pictures and audio. Doesn't support video yet. There's some in some hint that may be coming in the future, but there's a way to get around that, and I'll show you that maybe later. So these, the way I actually added these pictures. Anybody can add pictures. The only thing is you can't delete somebody else's picture. But these pictures were all added, and you'll notice that if you click on one, here's one of Alfred Hops. Well, let's go to Dunfermline School. Where did I see that? Right here. He was a teacher, as well as he worked for the post office as well and delivered mail. But if we go to this one and we open it up, you'll see that, we'll go back for a minute, you'll see that there's a little icon that has got a speak, looks like a headphone, and it says that's 30 seconds. That means there's an attached audio file. So let's open that up. Here's a beautiful picture, and if they're tagged, you'll see his name with a box. It's also you can also see that by highlighting over here on the right. And there's also a little description. Roscoe Watson was the headmaster of Dunfermline School through the mid-30s, and sometimes I'll have a GPS location, so you can copy paste this GPS location into an application or on a website, and it'll show you where that was located. But the interesting part is the audio. So if you click on on this little arrow, you'll hear the audio. So there was a description by the introduction was by me, Darrell Watson, but the that was Don Watson, his son, talking about where he thought what he knew about the Dunfermline School. So that's kind of a interesting. Oh, here we go. So sometimes there'll be comments, and in this case, that comment, the description was, the story was contributed by Donnie Watson, which was his son. So you might want to look for those. There's several of those sprinkled throughout here. And you'll see all that. And you'll have his obituary down here, and many newspaper articles. You'll see newspaper articles frequently. And sometimes there will be a audio, but typically not. Okay. So I think that's a pretty good description. Now, one more thing, if you go up to details and you come down here, you can jump to another profile page just by going to their name and clicking on them. and going to say person or tree. And I'm going to go to her person page. This is his wife Beulah, my grandmother. And again, it's very similar, very same format, and you navigate the same way. Her parents instead of his parents, her siblings now instead of his siblings. Of course, it's the same children. But and of course, you can go up here and go to memories, um, and you'll see all the memories. So I hope this little tutorial here, walkthrough, is helpful. And just remember that you'll need to sign up if you don't have an account with them. The account is free. Everything on this website is free, and I hope you enjoy it.